We're going to go ahead and start pouring the concrete here. We're going to start off with the columns, and then we're going to go to all the beams. We're going to pour all the columns first, and we're going to go to the beams. What you see here painted in orange, what we want you to see is the difference between rotting or vibrating the concrete and not. So what we have designated in orange, we're not going to either take the rod or wrap on it with a mallet, and we're just going to let it, we're going to pour the concrete, let it be. We want you to see what happens and the result of it, and all the honeycombing that can result. Either called honeycomb or rock pockets, either one you want to call it. But we want you to be able to see that. So this beam here in that column will not be rotted or wrapped on with a mallet. Everything else will be. So we're going to go ahead and start filling columns first, and we're going to go to the beams.
So again, we just had some concrete delivered, as I had said in the last video series, from P&D Concrete, and you got to think about that and come up with the answer of what P&D Concrete is. So I'll just start putting the concrete into the column areas. One of the things in talking to Professor Emmer yesterday about was a release agent that is commonly used in concrete formwork. We do not have any release agent. It's basically an oil-based, or nowadays it's probably more environmentally friendly than that gets applied to the forms in order to help release, when it's taken apart, the form from the concrete. We're not using any in this particular application. We've talked about different things, but just to kind of keep things clean here without using anything that could become toxic at some point. We are taking this apart after. You'll see, and we'll wonder how it's going to come apart based on that. So I'm just going to start pouring concrete, or shoveling it, if you will, into the pockets. I'm going to try to do the column first.
I'm just going to go through the same process as we used when we were rodding for the plumb test and for our cylinders. I'm just going to take it on a hand through, trying to consolidate a little bit. I'm not so worried about, we're not doing it necessarily in this. I am trying to consolidate the concrete all over. There is a piece of rebar that we can see sticking up off of the footing that was poured earlier last week. In reality, that piece of steel or multiple strands of rebar would have come up from a column. Imagine this column could be several feet in diameter in most intents and purposes, a lot of steel. They'd have to attach more steel. There's different ways that they take and join the steels together. They wire wrap it and all kinds of clamping that would come up into the beams, and they would be stranded across. We're not doing any steel, however, there is a piece down into the column pad as you saw earlier. And the whole point of what we're doing here is that you're seeing is we're doing what's called a monolithic pour. So we're going to be pouring columns and beams all at the same time. And we're going to start with our columns, so it gives me a chance to rod and consolidate the concrete a little bit, and then we're going to do our beams. But this whole process is considered a monolithic pour.
We've held off at this particular column up to this point. We have to make some more anyway, but that's the column we're taking a look at as a model of poor quality concrete, hopefully. Usually during the concrete pour process of a project, especially where it's a large volume of concrete, all hands are on deck because concrete's very heavy. You want to watch the form work. You're looking for what we call blow up. If a form comes apart during a large pour, that causes all kinds of havoc. So you're looking around to see if there's any weak points in it. As I'm riding this column, I see a little bit of what we call bleed water coming out, but nothing substantial. Everything's holding together. This is a very rigid form. Steve's done a great job bringing it together. It is really rigid. Start to mix, we'll mix some more up and then we'll come back and we'll finish up a little section over here. Maybe by the time you see it, we'll have kind of done the beams as well. But again, this particular column, we're not going to consolidate like we did the others.